This one. Okay.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
What the hell?
Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions.
Oops. What just happened?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. I hate Monday. What the hell does that one say?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
The door on his left. Which one should I go through? I'm gonna go right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Yeah,
perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, I'm gonna do my own thing.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What? So, you can't jump. Wait a minute.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting. Oh, really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Wait a minute. You can't run colorblind mode when you're on live stream. Wait. Okay, I don't know if you can see this, but everything's backwards. So this is blue. This is orange. I'm gonna go to the orange.
Perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm gonna get jump scared, haven't I?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me.
Okay, I'm getting
In
jump
here I
scared.
can be happy forever.
I don't know what type
I
of game
will
this
be
is.
happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by?
Wait, I'm just... Okay, it doesn't say anything about this being a horror game, so I'm not gonna get jump
He no
scared.
longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
I'm getting jump scared. What? Okay, this I'm gonna do.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Says.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, I don't really know if I should know what he says. There was another ending.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors,
Wait,
this was not
I'm
the
just
correct
gonna
way
get
to
the other
meeting
ending.
room, and Stanley
So there's
knew
two
it
endings
perfectly
this way.
well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Okay, I want to see what he actually says in
The
this.
lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace, its subtle charm. No,
This way. Number
Stanley
one,
knew
Dad.
it was something deeper, something
I hate
darker.
Mondays. Be more Valentine.
Yeah. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. I'm just trying to get this one
Stanley was so
ending,
bad
and then
at
I'm gonna do
following
what you say.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that
Okay, so
investing
last
your
time I
trust
jumped
in
off
someone
that,
else can
and it
be
put me back
difficult,
to the
but
beginning
the
of the
fact
game.
is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about.
And if anybody
Please,
wants this game, it's
stop
free on
trying to make
PlayStation
every
Plus
decision by
for
yourself.
for this 1 month.
I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her,
I knew this was going to be a jump scare
You
game.
need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If
You
you can
reach out of
truly
her.
place your faith in another.
Oh, it was.
Stanley, is that you?
Yes,
Hold
it's
on,
me.
sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What the hell is that?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife?
Yes.
Who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get
It's
you to
making
see
fun of me.
something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Press any button on the controller. Or two.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Okay.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
What's
Now
up?
he's
Do you know me to
pushing
do
a
it?
button. Now he's eating lunch. Now
No, I'm not.
he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
No. TV! Hell yeah!
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at
Okay.
work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth.
Except
The
this person.
thought excited him terribly.
Spend time with the boys? Hell yeah!
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through
Oh
either.
my god!
At last,
Okay, I'm not
twice.
pressing any more
It
buttons, so I
barely
don't care what it
even
says.
mattered what lay behind each door. The mere
Even if it
thought
wants me to
that
get
his
some out
decisions
fridge.
would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Of course I get something out fridge. What even is my TV? I thought I wanted it all the time. Wait. Okay, no.
As he wandered through this fantasy world,
What
he
the?
began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind
Where's my fridge?
And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
I don't have a kid, so I'm not going to press any button. Let's see if this clock actually works. Okay, I'm going to be too honest, I can't read this clock.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely
No.
there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps
I'm gonna
if he
listen to you
prayed
this
just
time.
one more time.
Tell my wife that I love her. Okay, I love
But
your
there
wife.
is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he
Oh,
gets,
hate Mondays.
the more he
Gossipers.
forgets which life is the real one.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm not tired.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch
A
this.
band of Roblox is saying, but you
the
can't be
next
saying
time
that
the
in a
screen
game.
asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Okay. I'm not gonna do it. Because this office is very ugly and I miss my wife. Can I have my wife back?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he
Oh my
remains
God.
here, he's electing to kill himself?
I'm
How
not
can I
gonna
get him
kill
to see
myself.
what I
I'm not
see?
that stupid.
How can I make him look at himself?
Okay. Press any button to question nothing. Why'd I do that? I'm not gonna press a button.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button.
Please die. Okay, I'm getting jump scared. What? Okay, so this isn't a holiday.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, I'm gonna
Stanley
listen this
decided
time.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Actually, there's another ending. I want to get the other ending. But I don't listen the first time, but I listen the
When
second.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna take the store.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Still more endings. Okay. Where's my
Stanley didn't
ending?
want to go back to the office. He
Yep.
wanted to wander about and get even further.
I want my
off track.
wife back.
So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
Yeah,
It's
I actually
clearly...
got jump scared from the
Oh
door.
dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
It's not this way, I'm already telling you that. What the actual hell is this?
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Okay.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
Yeah.
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
Yeah.
From the top.
Oh, I didn't get jump scared again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, I'm not going to the meeting room. But I 1 billion. What the hell is that? No, what the hell is that on the window? And then I go right, and then I go left.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
No, I turned around.
The story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Okay, so that door goes there. That door goes there. That door is covered off, but that door leads to there, so it must be the stuff. Oh, they all went to the same place.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Yeah, thank you.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
What other direction? Maybe I didn't go to. Okay, there's a door open. Oh, I know how to get there.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Yeah, I was already gonna do that.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Oh my God,
we both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay?
And some people get a participation trophy.
I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Thank you for not jumpscaring me.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line.
That's
How
not
simple
the way.
is that? No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on. You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Yes! What the hell is this? No. I hate to mute the music in this. Okay, go back. What?
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Okay, I'm just going without this guy. I don't know what he's saying.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, No, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Oh. So...
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
How do you actually restart? This line makes me lower.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Which one wasn't paying attention? What? Okay. Oh. Right. No. Oh. Let's see that.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
That
Use your
you
imagination.
just restart the game.
Whatever
I'm
it might
going
be,
back to the
Stanley,
beginning.
I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
TM. Do you have to put it after it?
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story
And
is
it's
in our
not.
control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
Yes.
And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
She's getting self-predictable.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Yep,
And we're
it's the
supposed to
time
restart
I've
the
been
game
saying this for.
eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I
Narrator's
don't want to
gone after
forget?
a long time.
My
Stanley
mind goes
dies.
blank simply because it's written here on this
Okay, I'm
thing
gonna die.
wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No,
Just
it
let me
can't be.
die already.
I don't want it to be. I don't
Like
want
you
the
did
game to
on
keep
him.
restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The,
I'm just going to start the game myself.
whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
Half an hour.
So I hope
This
that's where
game
we are
for
right now.
half an hour.
We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Okay, he's gonna be gone and I'm gonna be dead.
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Do that again, do that again.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yeah, upstairs one seems like a bad idea.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Yep.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh,
why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he
went?
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply
this guy's
repeating?
actually speaking
No,
facts.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Okay, it's
I'm
different.
dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Yeah, like go back home to my
He wasn't
wife.
going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh, crap.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield.
No.
And it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Okay, let me go back to my wife and my cat.
I am okay.
And possibly my kitty cat. Wait a minute.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
No, it didn't. Oh. And then there's never an end.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Was my wife or something?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay, when I wake up and get a divorce.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it?
It is!
Stanley's office?
Wait a minute. Here's my office. Fuck.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh. Oh, said manager's office. That was what his name was. Okay, you know what?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay. What's up? That was stupid.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
I knew it was 2845.
2845.
What? Oh.
Forgot, but it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Oh,
and Stanley
crap.
got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Just give me one more chance. It's a joke. Oh. Two. Wait, where could 8 be? Where could 8 be? Wait, if I can save recent gameplay, 30 seconds. See if my PlayStation Space can do this. Let me do this. Let me. Oh, crap. Wait. Last 5 minutes. Nope. Nope. Nope.
2845.
I just have to go down like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2, 4, 8, 5, 2, 4, 8, 5. What? Shows recording 2845.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Oh, my board is on fire.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape. Mind control, I want to escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it,
Oh,
the
crap!
truth was, but of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Oh, phew.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, I know.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find
Did he?
out?
Does Pete Diddy have to do with anything?
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Okay, so I should went into the exit.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I've gone blind. I'm gonna die. The end is never, I'm guessing. The end is never. The end. What? Oh. Tom just come from my screen, man. Okay.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Oh. Oh, I just go AFK. System power. Was I meant to press on or off?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Okay, I beat the game.